All right, people, gather round. Today we're talking about a word that gets thrown around a lot, but is often misunderstood: secularism. Secularism, at its core, is all about the separation of church and state. It's like that friend who reminds you to keep your personal life out of work. It's not about hating religion, it's about creating a neutral space where everyone can coexist, regardless of their beliefs. I think of it as a giant potluck where everyone brings their own dish, but nobody judges your grandma's weird casserole. It's the foundation for a fair and just society where everyone has the right to believe or not believe as they please. Let's do this. Okay, let's address the elephant in the room. Secularism is not the same as atheism. Atheism is like saying, I don't believe in any gods. Secularism, on the other hand, is like saying, hey, whether you're a Yankees fan, a Red Sox fan, or you couldn't care less about baseball, we're all going to share this stadium and follow the same rules. It's about creating a level playing field where everyone's beliefs are respected, even if you don't agree with them. Imagine a world where your religious beliefs dictate the laws of the land. It ensures that no one group can use their religious beliefs to control or discriminate against others. It's about creating a society where everyone can live their lives according to their own conscience, free from religious coercion. Now, let's take our secularism show on the road. Different countries interpret and implement secularism in their own unique ways. France, for example, takes a pretty strict approach known as laïcité. They're all about keeping religion out of the public sphere. You won't see any religious symbols in public schools or government buildings there. On the other hand, the United States has a more accommodating approach. They value freedom of religion, but also freedom from religion. You can practice any religion you want or none at all, but the government can't endorse or favor one religion over another. Then you have countries like India, a melting pot of different religions, but the underlying principle remains the same: creating a society where everyone is free to believe or not believe without fear of discrimination or persecution. All right, let's talk about the benefits of secularism, because believe it or not, there are a lot. First and foremost, secularism promotes peace and stability. When religion and politics mix, things can get messy real fast. Think crusades, holy wars, you name it. Secularism helps to prevent these conflicts by keeping religion out of the political arena. It's like saying, look, we all want what's best for our country, so let's leave our religious differences at the door and focus on finding common ground. Secularism also promotes individual freedom and equality. When you separate religion from the state, you create a space where everyone is free to practice their religion or not without fear of discrimination. No more religious tests for public office or being denied a job because of your beliefs. And let's not forget about critical thinking. When you're not bound by religious dogma, you're free to question, explore, and discover the world around you. Section 5, the challenges of secularism, walking a tightrope. Now, before you go thinking secularism is some kind of magical utopia, let's talk about the challenges, because like anything worthwhile in life, it's not always easy. One of the biggest challenges is finding that sweet spot between respecting religious freedom and ensuring a secular state. It's a delicate balancing act, like trying to walk a tightrope while juggling flaming bowling pins. On the one hand, you don't want to be overly restrictive and infringe on people's right to practice their religion, but on the other hand, you also don't want to let religious beliefs dictate public policy or discriminate against others. Then there's the challenge of dealing with religious extremism. When people feel like their beliefs are under attack, they can sometimes lash out in extreme ways. This can manifest as violence, discrimination, or attempts to impose their beliefs on others. And let's not forget about the role of culture and tradition. Separating the two can be difficult and can sometimes lead to tensions and misunderstandings. Section 6, striking a balance, secularism in the real world. So how do we navigate these challenges and strike a balance? Well, it starts with education. The more people understand about secularism and its principles, the better equipped we'll be to address these challenges in a thoughtful and respectful way. It's also crucial to have open and honest conversations about religion and its role in society. We need to be able to discuss these issues without shying away from difficult questions or resorting to name calling and insults. And most importantly, we need to remember that secularism is not about eliminating religion. It's about creating a space where everyone, regardless of their beliefs, can coexist peacefully and respectfully. Section 7. Why should we care about secularism? Now you might be thinking, Trevor, this is all very interesting, but why should I care about secularism? Well, my friend, I'm glad you asked, because secularism is not just some abstract concept that only academics and politicians need to worry about. It affects all of us, whether we realize it or not. Think about it. Do you want to live in a society where your rights and freedoms are dictated by someone else's religious beliefs? Where you can be discriminated against because of your religion or lack thereof? Where your access to education, healthcare, and other essential services is determined by your faith? I'm guessing the answer is a resounding no. And that's why secularism matters. It's the foundation for a free, fair, and just society where everyone is treated equally, regardless of their beliefs. It's about ensuring that everyone has the right to live their lives according to their own conscience, free from religious coercion or discrimination. Section 8. Secularism in the age of extremes. Now more than ever, in this age of rising extremism and polarization, secularism is crucial. We see the rise of religious intolerance, with groups trying to impose their beliefs on others, often through violence and discrimination. We see political leaders exploiting religious sentiments for their own gain, dividing communities, and inciting hatred. Secularism stands as a bulwark against these dangerous trends. It reminds us that we don't have to agree on everything, but we do need to respect each other's right to believe or not believe as we choose. It calls for dialogue, understanding, and a commitment to finding common ground, even when it's difficult. Section 9. A final thought. Secularism and the future. So, as we navigate the complexities of the 21st century, let's remember the importance of secularism. It's not just a word, it's a principle, a value, a way of life. It's about building a world where everyone feels safe, respected, and free to be themselves regardless of their beliefs. But by embracing the principles of secularism, by engaging in respectful dialogue, and by standing up for what's right, we can create a brighter future for ourselves and for generations to come. So let's go out there and make some secularism magic happen, people. The world is counting on us.